The story time! Except today it's going to be a little different. It's not going to be a real story. It's going to be more about random thoughts that went through my brain last night as I was driving my friend home. And she had fallen asleep. And so I had, free time to think because I didn't want to disturb her with the radio, etc., etc., etc. So, first I wanted to show you. Look at how pretty Sarah, my daughter, my third daughter, decorated her room, and I love what she did. But anyway, so last night I was driving home and all of a sudden, out of the blue, Spider-Man. Why would I think of Spider-Man? I've never had an interest in superheroes. Actually, I did get into it a little bit. When Timmy was around 10, it became his thing. He was constantly watching the trilogy, the Tobey Maguire trilogy over and over and over and over and over again. Mothers can relate to that when their kids get into something and have to watch it over and over and over again. But anyway, and he ended up even decorating his room in Kenya. I let the kids choose what they wanted to bring, what kind of bedding they wanted for their bed. And to eat, we had, Jose and I shared a room, of course. And then Sarah and Lexi shared a room. And then Hannah and Timmy. And the girls all had flowers and stuff. But Timmy had Spider-Man, everything Spider-Man. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that I was driving and all of a sudden Spider-Man came. And I was thinking, I just started to think randomly about all of his the qualities of Spider-Man. That he was compassionate, that he was brave, and all of that. And that he had to learn his trade. He didn't just flow into it like Superman was born that way, right? Or other heroes. Well, Batman had to learn his trade, but Spider-Man had to kind of learn how to use the webbing and all of that and different things, and he went through kind of agony in becoming. His whole body went through this transformation thing. But why was I thinking of Spider-Man? I was relating it to me. I was thinking that it was kind of the same thing that had happened in my life, believe it or not. Well, with Spider-Man, it was a spider bite that it got into his blood or whatever, and he changed. For me, when I was 22, before that, I had nothing. I was nothing like I am now. And it was not instant, I'm telling you. The me that you know now, I was morphed, is that the word? Morphed. It was a gradual thing of, I'm 60, so many years long, but it was that I became a different person, kind of like Spider-Man. And his was when a spider bit him and his blood changed. And any of you who know me by now know that my life changed when I was 22, and I found God. I asked God to come in and take over, because this is another way I was like not Tobey Maguire, but the character. What was his name? I forget. But anyway, I was, how he was all weak and he was just a different person than he was after he became Spider-Man. I was a completely different person, and I had come to the end. It's like when I was 22, I had kind of given up on life. It's like I had no dreams. I didn't know. I was at a loss for how to live my life. And I was the black sheep of the family, and I had made mistake after mistake after mistake, and I had just put my foot in it over and over, and it's like everything I had attempted had turned out wrong, until finally I said, I can't do it. I can't live my life. See, that's the difference between me and Spider-Man. He didn't choose. The spider chose him. Well, I guess God chose me. He revealed himself to me, and I said, yes, I need everything that you've got. I can't live my life. And once I said that to God, it has been, well, with Tobey Maguire, with that character, it was like instant. Well, he went through some agony and then he changed. And it was kind of like in a matter of days. Mine was a matter of years. But the proof is in the pudding. I'm a completely different person than I was then. And I learned how to live my life. It's like and then all of a sudden, I had dreams and I had a reason to live. And that's another similarity. All of a sudden, Tobey Maguire had dreams. He wanted to, he wanted to rescue people. He wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. And it's like all of a sudden I had a reason to live. And all of a sudden he had a reason to live. And those were my random, weird thoughts. There we go. Bye.